Okay.
What up, dude?
Hey.
It's a very special episode of It's a Good Podcast because we are recording it on Valentine's Day.
Valentine.
Yo, happy Valentine's. Who was Saint Valentine?
I don't know.
I have no idea. Why is he associated with love?
I don't know. I thought, isn't Saint Valentine like the Cupid guy? Or no, is that different?
I think that's Cupid.
I don't know. He didn't turn into
guy.
Cupid or something.
Yeah, but like Saint. He's a saint.
He's a saint?
So like,
Oh,
I don't know if
Saint Valentine's
Yeah,
Day,
because
right?
I don't know if he turns into anything. Because that's kind of not Christian.
No,
like,
yeah, no, right. I don't know. Like, what is Saint Valentine's? Saint Valentine was a 3rd century Roman saint.
Yo, hell yeah. Pull up the facts.
His saint's day has been associated with the tradition of courtly love.
Ooh, courtly love.
He's a patron saint of tourney, I don't know what that is, epilepsy, and beekeepers.
Turney, you said? T-U-R-N-E-Y?
T-E-R-N-I.
T-E-R-N-I.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well,
if anybody has any information on this.
Epilepsy?
Yeah, he's the patron saint of epilepsy.
Is it because people be shaking when they fall in love?
Oh, shit, maybe.
Maybe. Wild, dude.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like, I guess it's a saint day, so, people just...
Yeah.
America finds any way to
make the
make
monies.
money.
To make the money.
Saint Valentine's Day? Love of some sort?
Yeah, hell yeah. So good, dude. To make money.
Do you like the little... Actually, let me ask you this.
Yo.
When you were in, like, elementary school or middle school... I guess in middle school you really don't make boxes anymore, like, for Valentine's, right? But in elementary school, did you like to make, like, the little Valentine's Day boxes for yourself?
See, I didn't make any boxes. We didn't make boxes.
You just brought, like...
Because if, in my school, if we had, like, scissors, we would use it to stab each other. Yeah, so it was a very violent school. No, we had scissors. But I don't think we had boxes. We just had, like, we would just be plopping down cards on each other's desk. Just straight up. We didn't have the box full of cards. We just read them right in front of you.
You're also, like, 7 years older than me, so maybe it was different.
No, because I remember Simpsons episodes where they had the box.
Yeah?
And Simpsons was,
it's like
they were 8-year-olds and I
yeah.
was a kid. I was like a little kid and they were presenting as 8-year-olds. Lisa and the gang. Okay. So they've been cutting boxes. Honestly, I think that's a suburb thing. I don't know if it's,
maybe.
I don't think we had time.
No, yeah, because like everybody would come with like their box and like it'd all be like different. Like everybody would have a different type of box. Like,
and so you'd make that box at home?
You'd make that box at home and that'd be like where you would receive the
Valentines.
gift.
Yeah, we never did that.
Yeah.
We just have our desks cleared. And people would just be plopping cards on there.
That's literally like that makes my heart so happy. Like just like remembering that. Like I want to make my box now.
Oh yeah, dude. It's a beautiful thing.
My little box.
And do you open the box by yourself or when you get home? To read all the cards?
Well, usually it's like an open box, so like that all the stuff is in there, so you just kind of take it home with you. But you don't really eat the candy until you get home because they don't let you eat all of it at once.
Oh, yeah.
But
I think that was a difference. Instead of spending time on boxes, we spent time on eating the candy afterwards.
The candy, yeah.
Yeah, because I just remember feeling like every time we had like a holiday, we would just eat candy for the rest of the day.
Wow.
Once we started, we would never end. Yeah. And I remember a few Valentines where I gave girls things like candies because I liked them. Just drop it off on their house or tell them, Happy Valentine's.
Yeah.
On my way to school and stuff like that. Very sweet. Try to kiss people.
Yeah. Yeah, we were gonna celebrate Valentine's Day today, but I was like, it's a Monday and we both work. I was like, after work we just want to get home and just chill.
Yeah.
So we did it yesterday, which was really fun. We just ate and then slept afterwards because we were so tired from all the food that we ate.
Cuties.
And I had a michelada with like mineral water. It was so good.
Oh, just the ingredients. Yes. Okay, gotcha. I was like, what do they call those? They call it something else in Mexico. They call it like a... Like they call it, like, what do you call it when, like those things that jarabe? No, not a jarabe. Suero. They call it suero.
Oh, suero.
They call those sueros.
Oh,
it's just
really?
water. Yeah, they call them
Yeah.
suero over there in Mexico.
Yeah, it was
How's it?
literally just mineral water.
Mineral water with all the lime and
with the
with all
tomato
the
juice.
ingredients. Hell yeah, dude.
So good.
It's so good, dude. That sounds delicious. The wifey and I, so at the beginning of February, I told my brother, dude, I want to take my wife out on a date. I have a proposition for you. Let's babysit each other's kids back-to-back days.
Oh, okay.
I'll take your girls, you take my kids, and that way we can take our wives out. And we decided on like back-to-back Wednesdays.
Mm-hmm.
So last Wednesday was my Wednesday, and this Wednesday coming up will be my brother's. But he took the kids, and there was like this whole like little drama where in the morning, I see my father-in-law, and I'm like, hey. And I look at Betsy, and I'm like, why don't we go on a double date, right? Like a double date together, And he was like really excited. And Betsy thought it was a great idea because she never gets to spend just solo time. Like, we have no kids, you know what I mean? That way we can really get a chance to know them. And so I'm really excited for this double date, right? And I'm at work, and then as I'm heading back home, Betsy calls me, and she's like, my dad invited my sister too. Like, because he's old school. It's like, if you invite me, you invite the whole family, right? Yeah. So I was like, oh man. And I could see that Betsy was really kind of disappointed by that. She was really upset. She did not want to do that, right? She was expecting. I was like, okay. And so I was like, let me be the bad guy and call them and tell them that we're disinviting them. And so I did. I was like, hey, I just kind of said, hey, I'm sorry. When I invited you guys, it was for Valentine's. The expectation was just to take my wife and I out. And we invited you guys because we thought it'd be so nice to spend solo time. But I don't think we're going to do that. We ordered you food, and you just have to go pick it up. And you go eat that. And then I'm just going to take Betsy out. And I did.
Yeah, but that's like so. You did it in such a nice way where they can't be like, oh, he's a bad guy, because it's just like, we got you food.
Yeah,
okay.
Well, we talked to him. We talked to him later about it, and they were cool. But Betsy and I, we went on the date on Wednesday. I got her a phone, got her a new iPhone.
Nice.
And then I got her a coat, a really pretty coat, because her coat ripped. And then I took her out to this place called Sky on 18th.
Okay.
Delicious food, like gourmet Americana. Like with like Korean inspired infusions, you know what I mean?
So nice.
And it was just like an incredible meal, like the best food we ever ate. And it was like small plates, like they give you small plates throughout the entire night. And it's just like, oh my God, it was so good. I can't wait to take my wife out there again or something, Now I know that kind of the way I want to eat.
No, dude, yeah, I know. Like, once you eat, like that good rich people food, like, you never want to go back. That shit's fucking good.
It's real
It's like
good,
the piece of steak is, like, 2 centimeters long, but it's fucking
it's
good.
The best,
it's the best steak you can ever have.
Yeah, hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, I know. Like, well, I really wanted to take Sabbas out to La Luna.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Because the food is so good there, and, like, the drinks are really good, but we couldn't. It was closed, and then we made a reservation for Pilsen Yards, but then we were running late, and they were closing early, and I was like, but what if we can't? What if we don't make it before the kitchen closes? And I gotta eat. So I was like, let's just go here instead. But it was
if
good.
If I don't eat Sabbas, I will murder you.
Yeah.
Do you want to be murdered before the Super Bowl? No, baby.
Literally, like last week, I was just like, I really want a baby Ruth, and he's just like, okay. He's like, well, I'll try to find you one. And then he goes to the gas station. Supposedly there was no baby Ruth. And then he's like, hey, I couldn't find a baby Ruth, but I got you a Milky Way. I was like, if you come home with the Milky Way, I will literally stab you. Like, no, for your sake, I will go get myself a baby Ruth because a Milky Way is not a baby Ruth.
No, it's so far. If you told me Payday, maybe, because it's the same thing, kind of.
I was like, it's not the same thing. He's like, yes, it is. It's
even
chocolate.
The Snickers,
I'm like, no.
Like, Snickers has peanuts in it, so maybe it's Snickers. You know what I mean? But, like, Milky Way is just nougat.
It's exactly.
It's floof.
I told him, I was like, it just has like the creamy stuff. I want the nuts in it.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, but it was funny.
Yeah, you just like let the Milky Way sit outside in the cold, get really frozen, and then make a shiv out of it, and then stab him a bunch of times with it. Oh man.
Oh no. What's your favorite like chocolate to get? Well, I don't know. Do you like chocolate like that? Or
I do like chocolate. I think my favorite chocolate bar or something. Dude, I really love like Reese's peanut butter cups.
Oh, okay.
And then if I were to think of like a chocolate bar,
yeah.
Ooh, I would say I really fucks with like some Paydays. No, not paydays. No, what do you call it? Take fives with the pretzels inside and the peanuts.
Okay. Yeah.
It's so good, dude.
I really like
Tasty.
the big Symphony Hershey bar. It's like milk chocolate, but it has like toffee, like hard toffee in it. And if you freeze it, it's so good.
Yeah.
It's just like a nice little frozen treat. For once in a while, you make it last long because it's just so good.
Dude, I think we can all just eat did you eat breakfast this morning?
I did.
What'd you eat?
I don't know if it's considered breakfast. I had like a protein bar and some water.
That's breakfast.
That's literally it. And then I have some little cheese cubes waiting for me in the car for afterwards.
Cheese cubes.
With some nuts and
Nice. I went to the Super Bowl with my dad yesterday. So I made like a big old pot of chili and I made some hot dogs over there. It was a really good time. But I brought it back with me, the rest that we didn't finish, because there's just 4 of us. And then I ate it for breakfast this morning. Because I had a text conversation with my mom, right? And I was just like hitting her up, hey, are you busy Saturday? Because I wanted to go out with some friends that I hadn't seen in a long time. But she was occupied. And she's like, oh, and I'm sorry I responded so late. I like worked this 12-hour shift. And I was like, damn, Mom, that's crazy. You a hard-ass worker.
Yeah, what the fuck?
And, because she's a hospice nurse. So she's with them.
Even imagine.
But she told me, she's like, yeah, but sometimes they're easier than like an 8-hour day. A 12-hour day is like easier than an 8-hour. And I'm like, oh, yeah, because you get to order food. And she's like, I don't order food. She's like, I'll bring 3 meals with me and eat them throughout the day.
Yeah, she's like, bitch,
No,
I cook my fucking food and I bring it.
I felt salty. And so I heard her say that, and I was like, and then she told me, oh, I learned that when I was at Lawndale, a clinic she used to work at. She's like, because the doctors would be eating peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, and the MAs would be ordering food all the time. Yeah. And I was like, oh, that's because they had all those student loans. Just like cracking jokes. And she's like, no, everybody had student loans, but the doctors kind of accepted them as a fact of life. But the MAs were overwhelmed, so they kept ordering food to comfort themselves. And I was just like, God damn, bro. I was like, yeah, I got to start making my food if I want to save this money.
Yeah.
Because I kept thinking about how, like my mom has like blessed many people in our family. Mm-hmm. And like, for example, like she's taking us out on vacations, like the whole family just on a whim, right?
Yeah.
She took us to Puerto Rico when she first got her job. She took us out during the Christmas vacation, she took us out to a cabin. And then she helped me with the music video I was making. And I was thinking to myself, I'm like, God damn it, man. I need to be prepared to do that. Yeah. Because eventually it's going to come to me. Eventually I'm going to have nieces and nephews and my own children. And then family members that are going to come to me with like, hey, this is what I'm thinking. Okay, let's do it, Yeah. And I have the money to do that because I didn't spend it all on sweet Popeyes chicken sandwiches. Yeah, dude. Which is hard because I love them. But my mom she just laid it out. She was like, yeah, every meal doesn't have to be a feast. It's just fuel. We just need it to keep moving.
That was convicting for me.
yeah.
That was convicting for me. Like,
the podcast is over. We're done, dude.
Fucking shaking.
Yeah, I see your fucking legs.
Oh my god, dude, no. That's so true, though. That's so true.
Yeah, so she told me that, and I thought, like, damn, that's real. And so my dad on Saturday, who's like, hey, we'll get some tacos, order a pizza, and I'm like, that's dope. And he's like, why don't we go? You buy it, and I'll give you half. And I was like, I'll make the food and I'll bring it over. Yeah. And he was like, great idea. Because we're all just trying to save money. We're a save money crew.
Yeah, no, I definitely feel that now. And I'm just like, and I'm not, like, I hate cooking. I hate it so much. But I'm, like, trying to find a way to fall in love with it because I realize, like, as I've been eating out more often, like, these past couple weeks, it's like you really just need a home-cooked meal sometimes. Like, it just doesn't satisfy you. Like, food, like eating from outside doesn't satisfy you as much as like you making your own food. Oh, and then eating it, and then it's just like, oh, I know exactly where these ingredients came from. Obviously, most of them. Yeah. And I can like safely say that I made this, and like it's like I know what's in my food.
Yeah. And it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful feeling, to know what you're eating. One, but then also to feel like you start developing like a sense of patience. Yeah, that's so it's not true. Immediately. It's like you learn how to prepare things before you need them. That's true. Right, which is a huge lesson to learn that all people should know. Yeah. And then also, if you are kind of like in a hurry, it teaches you how to be patient in the moment. So like not only you preparing things, but you're also being patient.
Yeah.
And it's just like it's
and
awesome.
and managing your time too, because then you have to like put certain things, like you have to be smart about it. It's like obviously the things that cook the longest, you're not gonna put them to cook last, you know, like you have to put those to cook first.
Yeah, time management. Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, I remember like Sabbas' so for me, Sabbas' mom is just like the epitome to me of like what like a good cook and just like Mexican mom in general is.
Yeah.
Because she's like doing like 10 million things at once, but she always cooks every single day. Like nunca falla. And so like whatever she makes, like she'll be like, hey, you guys want to come over to eat? She's like, it's gonna be done in like 10 minutes. And then it's like fucking enchiladas, you know. And to me it's like, I think that would take all day, but she makes them so fast because she's practiced so much, you know, she's been doing them forever. But like she's just so efficient with like she knows what ingredients she needs at all times in her house to make something. And so
the staple foods.
Exactly. And so then for me, that's like, oh my gosh, like her time management with food and like cooking is amazing. And I remember one time I was making like sandwiches or like burgers at home, and I made them like, I don't know, within like 30 minutes. And Sabbas was just like, oh my God, you did everything so fast. He's like, you're just so like, I don't know, you're just doing everything so quickly. He's like, how did you learn this? And I'm just like, I didn't. Like, this, I made it in 30 minutes. Your mom would have made this in 10. You know?
And she was changing a baby's diaper while she was doing it.
So I'm just like, imagine if you think I'm fast, like, dude, this takes time.
But that feels nice, so right? To get a compliment from your hubby.
Nice. Yeah, it does feel nice. But to me, it was just like in my head, I'm just like, well, I felt like a fraud.
Yeah.
Because I'm just like, I know, I'm so amazing. But in reality, I'm just like, damn, I could
throwing away the frozen burger box behind you, just like, or all the McDonald's wrappers. Stuffing them behind the garbage. Oh man, I like cooking. I like stews. I like things that you can just kind of eat all at once.
Okay.
But my wifey is just like she's gotten so good.
Oh my God, when you post like her stuff on Instagram, I'm just like, my mouth waters. Dude. I will never forget that chicken
that she made.
that she marinated in the fridge for us and you cooked. Ooh.
Oh, so good, dude.
The chicken was good.
That chicken was bomb, dude. And then also like she makes arroz con gandules.
Oh, is it? Yeah.
Some of my friends are like, some friends from church are pregnant. Yeah. And so you met Neray when you went last time. And she was like, girl, I was just singing about your arroz con gandules. You know, she's like craving my wife's food. So we're like, we got to make her a pot like right now, dude. So good.
Yeah, it is really good.
Is it easy for you to accept compliments?
I think so. I think I've gotten better at it. Sometimes if I don't believe it, then it's hard for me to accept it internally. But externally, I like do accept it. I'm just like, oh, thanks. You know? But if I don't, like, I can say thank you, but then I can like make a joke about it if I don't really accept it. Like I'll make a joke about it or I'll say something. But if I do accept it, I just say thank you and I feel good about it.
What's a common joke that you give if you don't really if you don't really agree with it?
I'll just like roast myself. Like I'll just make a joke. Like I'll say what I think other people think about me, even though it's not true. Even though they just complimented me, I'll like say the opposite.
So if they were like, "Oh, Jesse, that was a great performance,"
I'd be like, I don't know. Like if I did something stupid, I'd call it out, even if they didn't notice it. Like I'd call it out and I'd be like, oh yeah, like me almost tripping is like a really great performance or whatever. Like just something dumb that I would say it, so then they'd be like, oh, I didn't even notice. Like what the fuck? Like
yeah,
you didn't have to say that because I didn't notice it.
Yeah, because now they feel awkward.
Like, but I'm just like no, but I try to accept the compliments that even I don't believe, because it's like, well, if they're saying it, so
yeah.
You know?
Oh, you are so amazing, Richard. Oh, thanks. I've gained 5 pounds in the last 2 days, and I'm disgusted with myself. I hope you go to sleep at night feeling disgusted at yourself too, just like me.
What?
Oh, okay. I gotta go now. Oh man.
I don't know. Is it easy for you to do so?
I learned in school that you have to just accept the compliment.
Yeah, I learned
just
that
say
from my
thank
mom.
you.
Yeah.
Just say it, no matter what. No joke about it, because I used to be like, oh, I would point at the things that were wrong about what I did. always, because that's how I grew up. You know what I mean? I want to acknowledge my mistakes. But then I heard from a professor, Derek Sanders, he was like, if you do that, you're a fucking asshole. Because people are there excited to see you, and if you start talking all the negative,
so
and then they just think you're a jerk. Then I didn't fucking come here to hear you complain about yourself.
That's so true.
And then you don't want to break that illusion in their minds of how great you are.
That's so true.
You know? So when people compliment me, I'm just like, thank you so much. And then I go home and I draw ugly pictures of myself.
You keep it to yourself, yeah.
Draw myself like a pig or something.
That's so funny. Yeah, no, but yeah, I like... That makes sense. And to me, I always thought about the opposite. Because I'm just like, well, I don't want them to have this great expectation of me. So I'd rather just be the one to tell them.
If they have no expectations, then you can never disappoint them.
Exactly. So like, I'd rather be the one to disappoint them than my actions.
I want my words to disappoint them. That's so fucking real, dude.
Like, I'd rather just say it and then you know.
Because forget about it, dude. If they go to a second show after they enjoy it and then they don't enjoy it as much.
Exactly.
No.
I mean, well, you know,
I should have said something.
Their fault.
Yeah, I should have said something. Because if they go again, then they really like you if you told them how bad you were.
Exactly.
They love you for you, not for your talent. Which you also are.
Question mark?
Yeah. You know, that's tough because I used to not want people to like me for certain things because I felt like those weren't really good things to like someone for.
Like what?
You know, like I would much rather you like me because I am a good dad more so than because I play music.
Oh, okay. So you like placed your value on other more like on different things.
Yeah. No, I mean that's just an example. I don't know if that was really true.
Yeah.
But like just those things, right? Because I would feel like ashamed of certain things.
Okay.
If they noticed something that was cool, and I would be like, oh, that's not a big deal. You know, that's not even good.
Yeah.
You know, but this, if you like this, now I know you really like me. You know. It was so weird in high school because I was fairly popular in high school, but I had this bad case of what I felt like was so many people thought I was like their best friend, and I could only name like 2 people from the top of my head that were like
that must suck,
my
dude.
friends.
That must
you know
suck,
what I mean?
Yeah.
Because people would come up to me and they're like, "Remember when we did that and you changed my life in this?" And I was like, "Word."
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
like
true.
Don't remember, but okay.
No, yeah, exactly. I was like, I'm tortured every day.
Yeah, that must suck, dude.
But it was a good time. I did like high school a lot.
I bet that's how it must feel like for like famous people. You know, when like randomly like people come up and they're like, "Hey, bro, I'm your cousin's friend from your dad's side of your mom's family."
Yeah.
Like, what?
Oh, damn. Mauricio? Yo.
It's like, what? Like, no.
No, yeah, because people like to fake relationships, but if there is a real connection, I think that's real. You know, some people really enjoy your stuff, and you notice it. Like no matter where you're at in life, people gravitate towards you, no matter what it is that you do.
Yeah.
Like I was telling you, that little 6th grade girl that told me, you know, that you're like the 6th grader's favorite security guard.
Like she was low-key telling you that she was
but I've never talked to her.
I know you haven't, but everybody else likes you. So then she was like low-key being like, I like you too, but I'm not going to tell you I like you.
Yeah, because she was too cool.
Yeah.
I think the one time that she felt like, because there was an interaction, I didn't speak to her directly, but, you know, there's a group of girls that sit in this one table. It's all girls, but then sometimes there's some, you know, snot-nosed boys that like show up and try to spit game, you know, as 6th graders do.
Yeah.
And I know all those boys, and some of them are troublemakers, but I was like, all right, guys, I need you guys to leave the girls alone. If they're asking you to leave them alone, please leave them alone. They're like, "Man, I'm not even doing anything." And I was like, I know you're not.
Yeah.
But this is a girl table.
Yeah.
They're like, what? Woo. I was just like, okay. And then I take the boys to some other corner. We just start arm wrestling, and they get hyped. They're like, oh! They get so hyped, dude. But yeah, I think that's when she felt like, okay, here's a security guard that's actually hearing us out.
Yeah.
You know, making sure that there's boundaries set. Because no girl wants to eat lunch and get spit game. And it's so funny because 2 boys, same words. One's not as cute as the other one. And the one that's cute is the one that they'll tolerate sitting next to them. But I have to kick him out too because I'm like, yeah, them's the rules, bro.
Damn.
But girls be petty.
Yeah,
girls be petty.
Nah, we do. I know. I know it firsthand.
You know, you've ever heard of the term intersectionality? So this professor listed out that there's different characteristics of human beings that are used, and you know, and there's orders of power, right? Like depending on the sections, the intersections, right? And so some of those intersections are race, sex, gender, sexual orientation, religion, and all these different sections. But one of those markers is attractiveness, because a person that's attractive is more privileged than a person that is not attractive.
Yeah, that's true.
That's true.
That's true, dude.
Dude, you think we'd be making a video for our podcast if we were both ugly?
We just called ourselves beautiful.
No, we're tolerable.
We're tolerable, yeah, for sure.
We're
dude,
pleasing on the eyes, I guess.
No, we have good chemistry, and I won't be afraid to say it. And if somebody disagrees, then we can agree to disagree. But I think we're two good-looking people, and we have really good chemistry together, and we just, you know, we joke around, and that's it. Like, and I think that's why people, yeah, like,
that's why people like it.
That's why we were able to get 100 followers so fast. And I didn't even think that would happen so quickly. But like, yeah, that's the reason why people enjoy us, and
yeah,
that's it. Like, you know, and and we try to talk about like important or like goofy things that we think people would like. But
I think the secret is it because you're a young lady, and me as a gross old man, that people can. Gross old men can place themselves all over me and then take my witty words and make them their own, and they're like, yo, look how I'm talking to Jesse right now. That's pretty much what I think, because we looked at our metrics, and what is like 60-year-olds, between 60 and 50-year-olds.
No, it's like 35-year-old, but men. It's mostly men that watch us. So you men watching
cochinos,
manos. I'll make them feel shame.
Yeah.
Shame on you for watching this podcast.
Yeah, just immediately just make fun of our viewers.
Yeah, no, but I think it's really cool though. I enjoy it. I enjoy having this platform though, because for me it's mostly women that watch me, like on my personal stuff. So to have like mostly
that balance.
Yeah, to have like mostly men in this audience helps a lot.
Yeah, and for me, I need to find a platform where mostly women will watch, because I still haven't discovered what that is yet. Maybe if I do makeup tutorials.
Maybe you should.
Yeah.
Have you watched Euphoria?
No, I have not.
Okay, it's like heavy.
I heard it's very triggering for some people.
Yeah, bro, it's heavy. Like so I was watching it like before bed the other day, and I was just like, okay, whatever. Like I was watching it normally, and then I fell asleep, and then I woke up like in the middle of the night with like my heart pounding, and like it was like the feeling of almost an anxiety attack, but I've been able to control it lately. So it's like that was the first time in a really long time that I've had that feeling. And I was like, what the fuck? I was like, what is this? And so I was confused, and then you know, I like texted my mom because I was like freaking out, and she was just like, just try to like go to sleep. She
asked you, did you watch Euphoria?
No. She was like, well, what were you doing? Like, did you have a bad dream? And I was like, you know what? I'm watching this show that's like super heavy. And then Daisy was like, was it Euphoria? And I was like, yeah, it was. So my mom's just like, why are you watching that before bed? I was like, well, I didn't think it was going to affect me like that. Like,
this is like you're a little kid or something?
Yeah.
You watched a scary movie before you went to sleep, dude.
It's not even, it's like, I don't know. It's just weird. It's like, I mean, it's not weird. It's that shit happens in real life. But it is triggering. And it triggers you, and you don't even know that it triggers you.
So what triggered I don't know. Did it bring you back to high school?
I don't think it brought me back to high school, because I wasn't like that in high school. I was like, I can't really recall like even knowing anybody that was like that in high school. Actually, yeah, I guess. Like people that like would just have sex all the time with anybody, and be addicted to drugs and stuff. So I did know people like that.
I knew little hoes, yep.
Yeah, but I wasn't like that. So I like kind of stayed away from that scene. But I think what triggered me was just like there was like a power structure scene, and I don't know, it just made me really uncomfortable.
I gotta watch it.
Yeah, there was just one scene that just really like for me was just, it was triggering for me.
Yeah, what happened? Bring it down. Yeah.
No, I can't do it. I can't do it right now. But
what? You can't bring it up and then not talk about it.
I can't do it. What if people watch the show? But there's a male person, like a male figure, and he's like the guy that runs the town, right? And everybody looks up to him, and he's the dad of like the famous football player of like the school or whatever, popular guy.
So,
And so like he like basically like owns half of the town because he like builds the homes and stuff.
Yeah.
And so like everybody loves him.
He did something skeezy.
Yeah, and he like goes out with like younger trans women, and like, you know, videotapes them and has like videos in his office, and his son ends up finding them when he's younger, and so now like the son also does the same thing, and so it's just like, I don't know, just like that for me triggers me a lot, like to see like older men take advantage of younger girls, like triggers me a lot. Like I just can't, I see it and I'm just like, oh, that's so disgusting to me. It's like, and the fact that like these girls don't even know that they're in that position.
Yeah, like they're getting groomed. And
they don't know it. Like, oh my God. That, yeah. Like, it makes me feel so bad. Because like, oh, no. It just makes me feel very uncomfortable.
It's very disturbing.
So that was what triggered me.
Gave you anxiety.
Yeah, but I think, I mean, there's a lot of other triggering things that could be, you know, for other people. So it's like, I mean, the drug, like the drug addiction. Yeah, and the drug addictions is like the way they depict it, especially Zendaya, since she's like the one that's like the main drug addict is just really like the way that she acts is just, it's like if you're watching like a real person like that's actually on drugs, but she's just acting it out. So it's yeah, I don't know like I don't know why they make certain things like very explicit.
Well, because it's reality, maybe.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know, but I just like it's like very, very explicit, so I would watch it.
Like boobies?
Yeah, so I would tell Betsy you're watching it if you're gonna watch it, or watch it with her, because then she's gonna think you're like fucking watching porn. Because it's like that explicit. But yeah, it's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
But it's also like low key like addicting. Like you don't want to stop watching.
No, because like, it's you're morbidly curious.
Yeah, because
you know you want to watch things that disturb you because you get more comfortable in life with those things. Oh,
so that's what it is? Because I was just like, why do I like not want to watch it, but I like really, really want to watch it?
Because you don't want to watch it because it's disturbing, right? But you want to watch it because you want to learn from it.
Yeah, and I'm just like, I want to know what happens.
Yeah, eventually you get overloaded. I can only watch so many disturbing things before I'm like, oh, I can't do it. But you know, I think that's the same reason why, you know, when you're a kid, you start watching like videos of people hurting themselves, like Jackass, you know, because you're like, damn, that's how it's gonna fucking hurt. Let me not do that.
Yeah,
you don't watch. I don't know very many people that watch Jackass and are like, oh, I can't wait to do that myself.
Yeah,
no. Unless you're a very little impressionable kid, you know. But you're in it not to do the stunts. You're in it to get the glory of
to just experience
the people's
it without
reaction.
doing it.
Like if you're watching it with a group of people and everybody's like, that's so funny and cool, and you hear that and you're like, this is funny and cool. This is how I can be funny and cool.
Yeah.
You know,
that's so true. Yeah.
But yeah, I remember I used to watch this show called Trailer Park Boys, which is a comedy, but it's just this hellscape for these people that no matter what they do, they always end up in the same situation, and no matter how hard they try to make it work, it always ends up being the same thing at the end. And it's comedic, right? But when you kind of take a step back and not think about the comedy involved, it's torturous because you're just thinking like, God, just break out, stop denying the truth, you know, and just be comfortable with who you are. Ooh, that's tough, man.
Yeah.
I got like a mini panic attack the other day watching this old cartoon that I hadn't seen in a long time, but it just brought me back to the place that I was when I saw it, you know, and I was just like, oh my God, I was just remembering a very dark time in my life. And my wife was like, are you okay? I was like, no, I'm just kind of remembering all that stuff, you know, and I'm grateful for the fact that I'm not in there anymore, but you know, I just need a second to kind of process.
That was the same thing for me.
You know,
like watching that episode for me, it was like, fuck, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see yourself in a position that like you didn't see yourself in that at that time.
Yeah.
When you were in it, and then you're like, fuck. Like,
I saw this badass video where this philosopher was talking about how, you know, like when Israel left Egypt, you know, they leave a tyrannical ruler. And they don't go to the promised land immediately. They're in the desert for a long time. So he's like, you know, when you break free from those things, you go to the desert. So it's like awful at first, right? Before you find the promise. And he was talking about how in that time when they were in the desert, they kept getting bit by snakes, right? And they go to Moses and they're like, "Yo, Moses, get rid of these snakes. Tell God to get rid of the snakes." And God is like, he doesn't get rid of the snakes. What he does is he tells Moses, build a bronze serpent, put it on a stick, and have people look on it. And if they look on it, they won't get bitten anymore. So it's just like this idea of like exposing yourself to this thing and learning from and examining it so that you become brave against the thing that's causing you problems.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
And so that's part of why we like these shows, because that is that thing that we can look on and think to ourselves, okay, now I can deal with it.
Yeah.
You know, our dreams are the same way.
Yeah,
You know, we have nightmares
dude.
to
Oh
help us
my
deal with
God.
reality. You know?
Yeah. I have very vivid dreams. I know I've told you this before, but like every single night is like a fucking movie.
A party.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude, it's insane. It's crazy. But like not last night, but 3 nights before that, like in a row, I had like for 3 nights in a row, I had dreams that like Sabbas was doing something wrong, like Sabbas was cheating on me. And those are the most horrifying dreams because you wake up like
mad as fuck.
Yeah, dude, I was so mad because the first time I was like, all right, whatever. It was just like one, right? But then the second day, it was something else. Like, he was telling me that, like, because it was something about, like, just Sabbas being a complete asshole in my dream, like, opposite of, like, what he is in actual real life. And he would just be like, hey, did you ever think about getting, like, surgery, like, on your stomach and your, like, butt, like, in the dream? And I was just like, no, why? And he's like, well, you should think about it. And I was like, well, why do you want me to get that surgery for? He's like, because everybody else is skinny and has a big butt. So it's like those insecurities, you know, in my head that I never really think about.
Your worst nightmare.
Yeah, dude.
Of your husband telling you that.
Oh my God, fuck. That's like, yeah, because your body changes as you get older, and then you're like, your weight fluctuates, and you know, and so as a woman, it's like, it's really hard because you feel like you're competing with like a bunch of other women, you know, like especially when you see what you see online, and even though it might not be real, it's still like that's like the standard of beauty, right? That like society, right? I know it doesn't really for like men, it's just kind of like, you know, they like different things, but I think like for women, we don't think about that. We don't think about like, well, what do men actually like, or like what does my husband like, or we don't believe it entirely, I think sometimes. But I didn't know that I had that insecurity until I had that dream. Yeah. Because I was just like, well, I feel fine with my body, like there's nothing wrong with it. But then in my dream I was like, what if there is?
Yeah. A part of your brain is like, hey Jesse, you wanna get scared? No, please, brain, stop it. That's good that you have that awareness, dude. Man, because then, you know, you can think about it, put into perspective, process it, and then you can deal with it. Yeah. Because once you understand what's going on, you know, I've had fears that have come into reality as dreams. You know, I remember when my son was born, Gadiel, I had dreams of him as a 3-year-old, 4-year-old. Running into a parking lot and getting hit by a car.
Oh, yeah, you told me.
You know,
this.
And so I'm processing that, and I'm just like, okay, I'm glad I'm getting this dream now before he's 3 and 4. Yeah. You know, so that I can actually address it, you know, and oh, man.
You never did that, right? Like ran into the street or parking lot?
One time when it was just me, and I had Rocio and Gadiel. Rocio was a newborn, and Gadi was 1. So and we're on the street, right? We're on the street on 31st when we lived there in my old apartment. Okay. And so I have the car parked in front, and I open the door and I start putting the baby down, and I have Gadi like, wait right there. Oh. And what he does is go around to go into the door because he's used to that. Yeah. But he didn't understand the context that you can't just go into the street. And he was like, what? Yeah, like 1, 2? Yeah, 1 or 2. And starts walking over there, and I'm like, God, people are beeping in the street. The baby. Oh my God. And I was just like, I felt so ashamed. Yeah, but, but that was just one of those things, right? Exactly. No, I mean, like, obviously, I wasn't upset at the baby. No, yeah, kiddo,
but I'm just saying, like other people, like
they didn't shame me. They're worried. You gotta beep for those things, but you just feel like a neglectful father.
Yeah, I get that.
But aquí estamos.
Like, imagine like 2 under 2. Fuck. I don't know how you guys.
A wild ride, dude.
That's hard.
You're gonna have 6 under 2 right now, dude.
What?
When,
Oh.
when Nairobi has her
Nairobi?
puppies, yeah.
Oh my god, I know. I want to keep one for sure. Like I told Sabbas, I was like, I need her to keep one because I can't. I feel so bad for her. Like I know that they're just dogs and like they probably don't have feelings and it's like they, they like get their kids taken away from them all the time.
But these are her first babies. Yeah.
That's so sad. Like to me, I'm just like if I had 6 babies in my stomach and then like you just took all of them away and sold them, I'd be really sad. So I'm just like, no, we have to keep one at least for her to like have a little friend or something.
Yeah, dog tea
my mom's
parties.
like, what are you gonna do with 2 dogs? I was just like, I don't know, I'll figure it out.
Yeah breed them.
They can't even breed though. Do you think they do that? Like, do you think that a mom and a son breed?
They do that. They will do that. They would breed.
I think I'm gonna like, what is it called?
But
neuter him.
It's not good to do that because then
Isn't
you can really
yeah.
severely deform your dogs.
Yeah, that's what I thought, right?
Yeah.
Like that's like a that's why like incest is bad, right? Like
yeah, it's birth defects.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think I'm gonna keep one of them, and it'll be like my dog, my decisions. Because Sabbas is like with Nairobi, like kind of. We weren't necessarily a team on all of these things. Like they had like an idea of like what that they were gonna breed her and stuff like that. But I wanted her just like as a pet. Like I didn't want to like breed her
as a factory.
Yeah, exactly. And so, but I mean, I still love her and take care of her and stuff. And so I understand what they're doing, and I understand that it'll help us all in the long run because it is a business, but at the same time, we love our dogs and we're taking care of them. But I do want to keep a dog and like keep him as an actual pet, not as anything that we're gonna use or anything like that. Because I don't know, I've never breeded a dog, but I feel bad for them. Like 6 babies and they're so small. Like the dogs are small, and then like they have 6 little puppies inside of them, and they're so tired all the time. Nairobi's like so fat, she's like limping now because like she can't with her weight. And I'm just like so sad for her. I want to cry.
Yeah, dude.
It's so sad because she just doesn't want to get up on the couch anymore, on the bed. She like barks at us to get on the bed because she can't get up because her chichis are too big.
Poor doggy.
Yeah, but it's okay.
But the money though.
I know, dude. It's gonna help us a lot. Shit, she owes me though. She's been with us for a year. No rent. Don't clean, doesn't cook.
That's good money. If you get rid of all 6.
All her debt, is in her belly right now.
All her debt is in her belly. You sound like the fucking government when they look at people.
What's it called? The debt that she
They're
owes.
like, all this welfare and social care that we're doing for all these Americans, and we're gonna use their sons to fight wars. You know what I mean? I'm just like, what? Huh?
America in my own home.
America's like, yes, have the babies, pay off the debt. Apparently, people are worth something. Like, there's like a certain amount. Like, even in Chicago, like CPS, like every student that's in the building is worth $1,000 to the school.
How much is really?
A year.
Oh, because like the parents have to pay.
No. I'm saying as in like what they get from the government.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so that's why schools desperately want kids into school because they make more money from that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Which that money is used to buy books and take care of things, right? Right?
Teachers.
To do the right thing, right?
It's not even teachers. It's like the administrators, right?
Yeah. Teachers are doing their own thing. They're partying.
Yeah. I remember one of our, like, we got, like, a new superintendent at our high school. And he took away photography class.
Nice.
What an asshole. And, like, the photography teacher was so...
pissed.
Yeah, he was so mad because, I mean, not only is it his job, but, like, he was very, very passionate about photography.
Yeah, of course.
And he was like, I just don't understand, like, they're going to take this away, and then, like, what else are they going to take away from you guys? Like, music? Like, they barely give anything to the music department and the theater department, but, like, football fucking loses every year, and they give them, like, a Gatorade fridge with all the protein shakes and stupid things that they don't need and that they can't even use because they suck. Yeah. And so...
Let's do a flashback for that superintendent, okay? That superintendent was 15 years old, bright-eyed, really excited about life, and there was this beautiful girl there. And well, everyone was blonde, and she had black hair, and she was wearing dark makeup, and and she would take pictures of people. And he was always curious to know, like, who is she? She's so mysterious, right? Let's call her Leslie. And he goes up to her, and he's like,
a bad name, but
yeah,
okay.
Is that a bad name?
It's a bad name, but it's okay.
Curse the name, dude. Okay, and it'll make sense in a second. Okay. So here's Leslie, and there she is, and she's taking these pictures, and let's call this boy, the superintendent, let's call him Andrew.
Okay.
Right, so Andrew goes up to her, and he's like, hey, I know that you don't really talk to people in this school, but I just want to say you're just so cool, and I would like to know you more. And she's like, get the fuck away from me, you fat pig. And then from that point on, he's like, I'm going to destroy photography classes for everyone in the whole fucking world. And that's why.
Leslie for you.
Fucking Leslie, dude. So rude. Did I tell you about that guy that I almost got into a fight with?
Like recently?
I told you about the guy that like talked to me rude, and I poked his chest.
Recently?
At a bar? No.
You didn't tell me this. Oh my god, cheese man.
So after I took I told you after I took the police test, I went to a bar, and then I asked, hey, is this the bathroom? And the guy was like, no.
I don't remember this.
Oh, okay. So I go to this bar, and I see the bathroom, and I don't know if it's the bathroom. So I asked this guy, and I was like, hey, is this the bathroom? And he's like, why do you think I'm standing in line all day? For shits and giggles?
Excuse me?
Yeah. And I'm like, wait a second. And I say, what? And I go up to him and I poke his chest, and I'm like, don't talk to me that way. And I don't break eye contact with him. And he's like, yeah, dude, okay, yeah, no big deal. I was gonna beat the shit out of him, man. That rude asshole, dude.
Like, dude, we're just asking you a question, or you were just asking him a question. Like, relax.
So, like, I feel like I was telling my buddies, I was just like, this is because we were up in Logan, so it's just like white motherfuckers. And,
yeah, dude.
And it's like, you think like suburban dudes just thinking like they could talk to whoever they want to talk to because they talk to their moms like that.
Dude, yeah, it's literally.
And then they deal with some city kids who you have to be polite here in the city.
Yeah.
Because if you're not, you will get shot.
Yeah, dude, you fucking shanked.
Act right. You know what I mean? They say fuck around and find out, dude. Yeah. And so, I scared the shit out of that guy.
No, but it's because I hate when people are like that.
Rude.
When they're just rude. Literally, there was a lady at Walgreens, white lady, and I live like in the suburbs, and where we live, it's like half of the town is Mexican, and like there's one road that like distinctly divides like the Mexican side and then like the Italian/white side, and you can tell like right away when that part starts because like there's not as many like nice houses on like our side as there is on like the other side where there's like fucking Starbucks and Walmart and all the good stores, and so
what's the bad store compared to Walmart?
Well, I guess that's true, right? But it's because Walmart's like right next to all like the big Sam's Club. And,
oh
like,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like it's like Walmart is the bad store in that place, but it's like not a bad Walmart. You know what I'm saying?
It's a nice Walmart.
It's a nice Walmart.
yeah. No, I know what you mean.
No, but we were at Walgreens, and that's like on our side, right? And so, there's this lady there, and like she's the manager, and she's like really rude. But I didn't do anything to her. I literally was in line. I was paying for my stuff, and then she starts scanning the stuff from the guy behind me, and I was like, "That's not my stuff. That's his stuff." And she's like, so you guys aren't together? And I'm like, no, we're not together. He's a Mexican guy, right? So of course she thinks that we're together. And I'm like, no, we're not together. This is my stuff. And then she like scans it again, and I'm just like, that's not my stuff. And then she like screams at me, and Sabbas is like spectating, right? And she screams at me. She's like, I know what I'm doing. I'm not gonna scan that. And I was like, this bitch. I'm like, girl, relax. Like, I am literally just telling you that you're scanning the wrong thing. I just want to make sure I'm paying for my stuff. Like, chill out. I'm not even telling you in a bad way. And she just like screamed at me, ¿sabe qué tanto me dijo? And then at the end I was just like, she like asked me something, or she wanted me to respond in a certain way, but I was nice about it. And then she was like, okay, have a good day. And I was like, yeah, that's right.
Kill 'em with kindness.
It was a really, really long time ago, but I remember like that encounter. Like, Sabbas was like, why was she doing that? Why was she yelling at you like that? And I'm just like, because I told her that she was scanning the wrong thing, and then she like, we got into a miscommunication, and then she decided to just try to fight me instead of like just listening to what I was saying.
That was a jerk, man.
Yeah, dude.
It's funny that we have to do that sometimes, like with people at work too. Like I worked with, like, there's this one woman who's this is my compadre's aunt who happens to work there, right?
Oh, okay.
And she's a nice lady for the most part, but a veces se pone muy como atrevida.
I know
and,
that,
like,
yeah.
Rude. And so I was on the phone with her. And I called about like a kid, because I'm at the front desk, and I like call her to ask for kids in the school. So I'm like, hey, I need this kid, and it just wasn't happening. And so I call her back. I'm like, hey, did you get this student? She's like, well, that's what I said. Oh, she sends me something through the walkie, and I ask her to repeat it because I need a confirmation. I couldn't. She talks on the walkie like all the way over here, and so I was like, I couldn't hear you, and I was like, hey, can I get a confirmation? So then I call her. She's like, yeah, I told you on the thing. I was like, I didn't hear you because you talk so far away from the walkie-talkie. She's like, yeah, but I said, oh, thank you. Boop. Just hang up on her.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, and then later I'll see her, and I'm like, hey, buddy, how are you? So good to see you, dude. I give her like, and then she's a good person in total, but sometimes you gotta just.
Yeah. I've met a lot of people like that in my life that are just like, they're nice people, but
when they get stressed out, they get jerks. Yeah,
bro,
they become
like,
jerks.
And it's just like, okay, you need to fucking chill the fuck out.
Yeah.
Like,
but honestly, I'm like that sometimes, but only with my wife.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like,
maybe
my wife sees a dark side. Yeah, my wife sees a dark side in me that no one else does.
I know, and because I'm like that too at Sabbas, and I feel bad because sometimes he'll be like, why are you so mean to me and not to other people? And I'm just like, I'm so sorry. Like, I literally have to stop and be like, I'm sorry. It's just that you're the only one that I feel comfortable with expressing my true emotions. I was like, and that's not an excuse for me to act that way. Like, and I'm really sorry about it.
You just like respond being like, well, how come you're only a little bitch with me and not anybody else?
Bro,
and then he's going to be like, what? Just start crying immediately.
All sad.
Oh,
no,
man. Well, Betsy and I, we call each other out on this shit. Like, we get so, like, sometimes we can be so insecure with each other. And this is why I love my wife so much, because like, she's a real one. Like, we need to encourage each other at all times, right? But at the same time, we can't just be dependent on each other like that. So we have to be independent, but we also have to like help each other through some dark times. And the other day, I was really kind of like feeling like discouraged because I wanted to go to the gym in the morning, but then I got called that one of my coworkers wasn't going to be there. She's like, hey, I'm not going to be there. You can work overtime. So if you want to come in early. And so here I was, it's like, I want to work early, make money, but I really, really need to exercise. And so I was stuck in between those two places, right? I didn't want to make a decision. And here time was being wasted, and I was getting really down on myself and angry. And Betsy's just like, go now. Just go exercise. That's what you want to do it. And I was like, and I was pissed. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to go. I love you. I'm not mad at you. I'm just mad. She's like, I know. Go exercise. I'm like, okay. I'm going. I love you. Bye. Because I was pissed.
Yeah, I know.
I was so mad. But we've learned now that like I can be that person in front of her.
Yeah.
And because I'm a mad boy.
Yeah.
Angry boy.
Yeah. No, it's only been recently that I've been more like have zero patience.
Yeah.
Like, I get frustrated very quickly. I think that's me. I don't get angry. I just get frustrated very quickly. Like, because I don't know if frustration, I mean, is frustration kind of like a branch of anger? Maybe, right?
Yeah, for sure.
But I think I get frustrated very easily with myself more so because I'm just like, and we talked about this like last week after we did the podcast. But like, I get frustrated with myself because I like can't juggle everything all at once. And it pisses me off because I'm just like, how is it possible for other people to juggle so much more, but I can't do like fucking 3 things at once? Like, I can't juggle it, but that's just like my personality. Like, I can't, that's like my, I don't know, I don't want to say weakness because then that
'Cause
sounds
no,
mean,
but
but
no, it's also your perception, because the truth is, like, you could only see one example, and you only see what's being presented to you.
Yeah, that's true.
Because I have musician friends that are successful in what they're doing, right? But then they're horrified with establishing like relationships.
Yeah.
You know, like with their partners, it's so scary. They never want to take that dive in. And I'm just like, damn, I'm 8 years in now into that thing.
Yeah.
You know. And so I've progressed in certain ways that other people have not.
That's true.
And so it is a balance.
Right.
Like, you know, you're doing things. The fact that you're married, those people that you perceive as like, wow, they're doing all this stuff, they're not married. You know what I mean?
That's true.
Like, that's like the only other married person I know is you.
Yeah.
In terms of a musician. You know what I mean?
Right, bro. That's so true. You're the only one I know too. Like, I think, and like creative people, I do know that they're married. Like other creative people.
Like I know like Renato and Marisol.
Yeah, but like in terms, you're right. Like in terms of musicians, I don't know anybody that's married. Lester's about to settle. Well, he has a baby, and he's gonna get married. Born. But like that's really all. That's it. Yeah, you're right. Like everybody else has either been in a really long-term relationship or.
Oh, they're just throwing their pee-pee to the wind. Wherever the wind takes my pee-pee, I will go.
Whatever direction the wind hits it.
Yeah.
Which way, pee-pee? Which way?
Be still, my pee-pee.
Oh my god. No, but I mean, I guess this is a good way to...
Dude. Let me tell you one thing that Rocio said to me the other day. She said, this is a quote. I'm going to repeat exactly what Rocio said. And we can end it on this. Rocio, my daughter, 5 years old, she said, "Hey everybody, it's Friday fun day, so poop on your babies and pee in your dad's eye, because we're going to have a good time." And I was like, what the fuck did you say?
She's definitely your daughter.
She said it like a radio personality. I'm like, poop on your baby and pee in your dad's eye.
Like, only on your dad's eye. That's so specific. Where did she get that from?
I have no idea. It's Friday fun day. You know what I mean? So
that reminds me of one time Daisy came in. I was like all sad after school one day. And I was like telling my parents like I had a sad day and stuff. And then Daisy's like probably Rocio's age, comes inside and just like breaks into the door. And she's just like, "Hello, sunshine!"
Oh, what a beautiful child. God bless her.
And I'm just like crying with my mom and dad. "Hello, sunshine!"
Nothing's going to bring my girl Daisy down.
But
it is a name for a flower.
It is. It's a
That's
beautiful little flower.
Yeah. Well, shout out to Daisy.
I know. Shout out to her.
Yeah,
we love her. Peace out, guys.
Peace.
See you next week.
Bye.